right, readers, my laptop's not working over there with the Wi-Fi, so I'm just going to record the screen today and kind of review what we're going to do in reading class. We're going to do some box-its, and at the beginning of the week, we talked about a sound, IGH, and IGH says I. So I'm going to type that in here real quick. So in the box-its, it's going to ask you to read or spell a word, but they want you to put each sound in the box. So let's just pretend this word is the word light, and we're going to use the IGH sounds. So the first sound we hear is O. I. There's our IGH. T. Light. And there's how we spell the word light. I don't know what the next one's going to be, but let's just pretend it's going to be bright. Brr. What's the first two sound letters we hear? Brr. BR says that. Brr. I. What three letters say I? T. Bright. All right? So you're going to hit play on these, and you are going to listen to what it's asking you to spell. But remember, this week we're working on I. IGH. So you'll go ahead and make a box for each sound, not each letter. Brr is a sound, I is a sound, T is a sound. We put it together, we get the word bright. Okay, this is going to help us with some spelling, stretching out words that we do not know how to spell. And then finally, on your next activity, it's going to be, I want you to read your story, Nurse Pop Pop. Or most of you probably already know the story, but I want you to retell it in your own words. So if you need to read it one time through, which is really good to help you with fluency, the more we read, especially when we're first learning to read, we become better readers. We become more fluent. So that's what I want you to work on in first grade so that we're really prepared for second grade. So go ahead and reread Nurse Pop Pop. You don't have to record today because you recorded yesterday. Then answer these questions. Who is telling the story? And how do you know? So go ahead and type that in. And then what are the other characters that you hear in the story? Characters are the people in the story. We know the main character is the boy. And we talked about already, we don't know his name because he's telling the story, so he refers to himself as I. So we don't know his name, but we know that there are other characters in the story. And name some things that Pop Pop did to help the boy feel better. Why do you think the boy doesn't want Mom to leave at first? We kind of talked about that. And how is Pop Pop like a real nurse? But how is Pop Pop like a different nurse? And that's just you coming up with ideas. How is he like a nurse in some ways, and how is he different than a nurse? Now, I know typing can be hard. It's hard. I'm Miss Axtone. I'm an adult, and I've been typing a long time. So you can tell Mom the story or Big Brother the answers, and they can do the quick typing for you on this, okay? And then after this, I've already assigned you a book on Epic. It's a George Washington book. This week in social studies, we are learning George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, which will be today's social study. So I want you to read a George Washington book. It's at a first grade level, and I assigned it to you on your Epic. And at the end, there's a quiz. Now, I am not going to grade that quiz as far as, like, if you get something wrong, it's not going to go on your report card. But I would love to see if you are being a thinker when you read. And don't forget, you can always go back to the text. Go back to the book if you don't remember the answers and help you, because that's something that good readers do. We don't always have to have things memorized when we're reading a book, but we want to be able to read a book and then go back and go, oh, I know exactly where it was. Let me just do a quick reread to find the answer. So you're going to answer these 2 pages, box-its, and your questions right here, which is on the Google Slides below. Then you will do your Epic book on George Washington. All right, tomorrow you have your tests. It'll be a reading test on your vocab word or high frequency words, and it'll also be your spelling test on your came, make, brace. So make sure you know those words. And then go ahead and read your Epic book, all right? I'll see you tomorrow.